What's going on, guys? It's Jimmy here with your $600 second stimulus check update and your $2,000 third stimulus check update. In this video, we are going to hear from Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer regarding the third stimulus check package. We're also going to hear from Senator Elizabeth Warren regarding the stimulus checks, the Social Security increase of $200 per month, and student loan forgiveness. We got a lot to cover in this video. If you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe down below so you don't miss out on new videos, and give this video a like. It really helps out our channel. And I want to thank each and every one of you guys for helping us reach 300,000 subscribers. You guys are absolutely amazing. In fact, let me know how long you have been here. If you're an old-time subscriber, let me know around how many subscribers we were at when you got here. If we were under 200,000, if we were under 100,000, let me know down below in the comments. It'll be interesting to read. And again, I just want to thank each and every one of you. It's been our privilege to bring you guys all the latest news every day and do it free of charge. So make sure you're subscribed and let's get into the content. First up, let's hear from Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer on the next stimulus package.
We have to succeed. We need, Rachel, America needs bold change. We need immediate bold change. We have COVID, the worst healthcare crisis since in 100 years, since the Spanish pandemic flu, the worst economic crisis since the New Deal. So we have to act quickly. Right now, people can't get vaccines. Right now, people are losing their jobs, can't feed their kids. And then there's a lot bolder action we have to do that preceded COVID, and maybe COVID showed us the need in climate. We have to do something about climate. Things are getting, we don't have any more time. I think of my little 2-year-old grandson, Noah, and, you know, I ride my bike along the southern shore of Brooklyn. And about a month after he was born, I said, will he ever see this? Because if the oceans rise, it'll be gone. It's a beautiful wetlands. So there's climate, there's economic inequality. About 75% of the nation feels they can't get ahead and are not getting ahead. You know, only the top, very top is doing well. There's racial inequality. We saw with the Ahmaud Arbery and Breonna Taylor and George Floyd, those scars. And there's democracy. We just in the Senate took a bill that was H.R. 1 in the House and named it S1, making our democracy better. There is so much to do. We need strong, bold action. And we've got to get it done. One way or another, we've got to get it done.
Also, very interestingly, coming from Representative Bobby Scott here, today, Democrats are unveiling the quote or the hashtag Raise the Wage Act to gradually, this is a key word here, gradually increase the minimum wage to $15 by 2025. So that was a detail that we didn't have. We'll talk about a new detail here also in a second, but gradually increase the minimum wage to $15 by 2025. So that's 4 years of basically going to $15. So that could basically mean $2 per year as opposed to just doubling immediately. So that is a big detail right there that we have not previously had. That means a long overdue raise for nearly 32 million workers across the country. Now, the interesting thing here also is that they're unveiling the Raise the Wage Act. Now, previously, we had heard that this $15 an hour minimum wage increase was going to be in the third stimulus check package. Now we're starting to get brand new information that they're going to be releasing this possibly in a standalone bill. Now, this is interesting because we're starting to see a pattern here. Joe Biden or the Democrats, because in this case, it's the Democrats in Congress, not necessarily Joe Biden, but coming from the Democratic side, is they're starting to take things out of the package and possibly try to pass them on their own, such as right now, the $15 minimum wage act. We'll go over here in a second. We've also heard talks of a standalone bill to raise Social Security by $200 per month. President Biden also passed several different executive orders that were expected to be in the stimulus package, and he basically kind of took them out and did them on their own, including the eviction moratorium, the foreclosure moratorium, the mortgage forbearance increase, where you might not have to pay your mortgage going forward, The SNAP and WIC increase, he did that through executive order, increasing the speed of the stimulus checks. So he took a lot of the things out of the third stimulus package and did them through executive order. And now possibly we're seeing the minimum wage increase come out of the third stimulus package also. Interestingly enough, Republican Senator Suzanne Collins says that the minimum wage increase should be separate from the third stimulus package. Just yesterday, Senator Suzanne Collins from Maine said that President Biden and Democratic lawmakers should set aside a proposal to increase the minimum wage from basically separate from the third stimulus check package. She was one of more than a dozen senators who participated on the Sunday call with the National Economic Council Director, Brian Deese, to discuss President Biden's $1.9 trillion third stimulus check package. She says, quote, this package should focus solely on the persistent pandemic. It should not be used as a vehicle for a wish list that certain Democrats have. Now, that's not to say that I don't think there should be an increase in the minimum wage. There should be. But that should be considered separately so we can debate what the right amount is. She also says, quote, that raising the minimum wage has nothing to do with COVID. Now, let me know your thoughts on that. Do you think that raising the minimum wage has to do with the pandemic or not? Do you think they should raise the minimum wage? A lot of people that aren't for the minimum wage raise, the reason they're not for it is because they assume, and this probably will happen, it's not that I'm picking sides, that costs will go up. Because if you double the national minimum wage from $7.25 to $15, then anybody who has to pay minimum wage and has gone from $7.25 to $15. Now, we need to point out here that over half of the United States has a higher minimum wage than the federal minimum. There's like 21 states that are still at the minimum wage of 7.25. So that's about 40% of the US. So 60% of the US already has a higher minimum wage. I see the comments that some states are already at $15, but some states are already it's still at 7.25. So if you're, say, a Walmart or McDonald's employee or any type of employee that gets minimum wage, and that company has to double salaries, basically not overnight possibly, because this could be gradual, but over the course of a few years, if they have to start paying double the amount that they were paying in salaries, they're probably going to have to raise cost of their goods, whether it's hamburgers or products at Walmart or a gas station or wherever it may be. But a lot of people say on the other side that the minimum wage has not been raised for over 10 years, at least federally. We know that the states can increase their minimum wage separately if they choose to, and a lot of states have. But let me know your thoughts on it down below in the comments. So, with that being said, it does look like the Democrats have introduced a brand new bill, standalone bill, for $15 minimum wage today. As you can see here, quote, Democrats in both chambers of Congress on Tuesday reintroduced a bill to raise the federal minimum wage for the first time since 2009, setting a $15 an hour target by 2025. That level would more than double the current minimum wage of $7.25. Quote, no person in America can make it on $8 an hour, $10 an hour, or even $12 an hour. Now, here's where things get interesting, and this is why we've been talking about these reconciliation cards and these filibusters, is exactly what it says here. The House approved this minimum wage bill back in July, but it languished in the GOP-controlled Senate that was back then. So basically, when Mitch McConnell was the leader of the Senate and the Republicans had control of the Senate, it didn't pass. They passed it in the House back in July, and now they're reintroducing the bill. And remember, everything has kind of changed now for stimulus packages, stimulus checks, Social Security increases, student loan forgiveness, minimum wage. Everything has changed because, well, we now have a Democratic president, still have a Democratic House, and we have a Democratic Senate. The Senate might be the most important part there because Mitch McConnell is no longer the Senate majority leader. And I'm not picking sides, I'm just telling you guys how it is. Mitch McConnell basically delays or tables any bill that he doesn't like. He'll just literally not vote on it. And we've seen this time and time again with multiple stimulus check packages that passed the House before, the Cash Act for $2,000, a plus-up bill, the HEROES Act and the HEROES Act 2.0, that both had $1,200 checks. Those all passed the House, went to the Senate, and Mitch McConnell just tabled them. He didn't even vote on them. Things are completely different now that Chuck Schumer is the Senate Majority Leader. They can pass these in the House and then put them over to the Senate. Now, if they don't want to use their reconciliation card, this is important, okay? You got to understand this because this is going to be very important going forward. Normally, to pass a bill in the Senate, you need 60 votes. So right now, that means 50 Democrats and 10 Republicans for most bills, okay? Because just right now, most of the bills are coming out from the Democratic side. It'll be interesting to see what happens when bills come out on the Republican side, because it will have to be bipartisan because they won't be able to pass in the Senate or the House without bipartisan support, which means support from both sides. So currently, right now, to pass a bill in the Senate, and the Senate's kind of like the important part because the House can pass things on their own Democratic wise, is you need 60 votes, okay? 60 votes to pass in the Senate normally. So that's 50 Democrats and 10 Republican senators, okay? So they need basically 10 out of the 50 Republican senators to pass any bills, whether it's for minimum wage, student loan forgiveness, Social Security increase, unless those are done by presidential executive order, which I'll talk about here in a second. But if they don't pass by 60 votes and they just get the 50 from the Democrats and it's a 50-50 tie, then the tiebreaker vote goes to the vice president, who is Kamala Harris, who will be the 51st vote. That's when they can pull out their trump card and use their reconciliation card, but only a certain amount of times. Now, it's up for debate how many times, because I have read one time per subject, and that's a very gray area there. What do you consider a subject? Because you could consider a lot of things a slightly different subject. One time per subject per year. And then I've also heard it 9 times over the course of 2 years. So regardless, they can pass several bills through a reconciliation card, but they can only do it a certain amount of times. So question is, will they try to pass these bills on their own? Will we see a $15 minimum wage pass on its own through a standalone bill? Will they pull that $2,000 plus up stimulus check bill out of the stimulus package and pass it through the Cash Act? Will we see Social Security increase on a standalone bill? We've already heard a lot of kind of chatter about that, as well as a student loan forgiveness. In fact, right now, let's go to Senator Elizabeth Warren, who is the author of both the bills, or co-author at least, for the Social Security increase and the student loan forgiveness.
President Biden is doing exactly what he needs to do. He is discussing the problem and he's laying out the solutions. We have a lot of tools for how to get those solutions done, and it's our responsibility to meet them. I will always be pushing for more. I want to see us as a nation make this economy work better for everyone. I think that's good for all of us. It's not good when young people are crushed by student loan debt. It's not good when millions of Americans can't put a roof over their heads and food on the table with their Social Security checks. It's not good for the economy. It's not good for who we are as a people. So I'm always going to keep pushing. But I know right now that President Biden feels the urgency of this moment, and he is determined to get through actions that need to be done. Do them by executive order, do them through Congress, but get them done. So look, I think what we need to do as a nation are the things Americans want us to do. A $15 an hour minimum wage. Remember, Florida just voted to increase their minimum wage to $15 an hour. That we need to get this pandemic under control, that we need to rescue this economy, that we need to deal with the fact that unemployment for the bottom quarter of earners in this country, unemployment is up at 20%. Those are the things we need to respond to, and the American people want us to. It's the Republicans in the Senate who are behind. They're the ones who don't get what's happening in this country and what we need to do to get this country moving forward.
Now, remember, Senator Elizabeth Warren is a very important person in the Senate. She's a senior member, and she's co-authored several bills, this one here, along with Chuck Schumer, who is the Senate Majority Leader, who's the most important person in the Senate right now, to increase benefits to Social Security by $200 per month. So this comes directly from Elizabeth Warren and Chuck Schumer. Now, this is a previous bill as well as a previous bill on for up to $50,000 in student loan forgiveness. Again, you see the same people, Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer and Elizabeth Warren, saying the next president, they actually said this during President Trump's term, that President Trump could have did this too, can and should cancel up to $50,000 in student loan debt per person immediately. And they have outlined a plan for immediate action in 2021. Now, this is through an executive order right here. President has the existing executive order authority to cancel student loan debt through Congress. There's been some people that said that they should do this through a stimulus package so it actually goes to a vote. Some people say they should do it through an executive order. There's also been talks about people whether or not they can do the increase of Social Security beneficiaries through an executive order. For example, President Donald Trump passed a previous executive order that was $300 per week to unemployed people. So if President Trump can pass an executive order that is $300 per week for unemployed people, could President Biden pass an executive order for, instead of $300 per week, $200 per month to Social Security recipients? This would be everybody under the Social Security umbrella that I call Social Security. This is Social Security, SSI, SSDI, VA, railroad benefits. If you get Social Security benefits, then you would be covered on this, under this most likely. There's also several different proposals on Social Security increases. Number one, in addition to that bill that we just seen of $200 per month, is 20% raise if you are a widow or a widower, a 5% raise in addition if you've been on Social Security for over 20 years. They also want to change the cost of living, the COLA increase, to a different formula to track a different index, which would help seniors basically gain more per year, to kind of give you an extra amount per year to kind of help you. It kind of tracks expenses a different way than they do now, which would probably lead to a higher increase per year. So let me know your thoughts on all of this down below in the comments. I will be keeping you updated on all these different situations. Basically every day we're getting new bills and new information and new data. Just like today, we have the $15 an hour minimum wage bill, standalone bill that we were not expecting at all. Literally breaking news that I seen right before filming this video. And we weren't even expecting that at all. So we're going to have so much new news coming out. We're also expecting mortgage and rental assistance for you guys this week. So make sure you're subscribed down below and share this video with your friends and family on Facebook so that everybody you know will know about these different programs and how to claim them when they come out, because I will be keeping you updated. You can click this top video here to watch my newest stimulus check video next. And this video teaches you how to start your own business selling products on Amazon FBA, where I have a program where I teach people how to replace their 9-to-5 income selling products on Amazon. Click on one of those videos to watch them next. Thanks, guys, and I will see you in the next video.